Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Coming up on the program this morning. For Super Eagles, it's going to be a fanfare for them today as they face Lesotho. The Eagles already qualified, but they will be playing in Lagos for the first time. A competitive match after so many years. Most of the Super Eagles players are ready to party after the game. Also on the program, it was all about Tosin Omoyele. He scored the only goal of the match to lift Enyimba over Dakada FC. That game ended 1-0. Second, just 2 minutes into the game, Tosin Omoyele net that spectacular goal for Enyimba to move up on the table. And of course, we'll talk the NBA for the Clippers. They clipped the wings of the Bucks. For the Bucks right now, they've lost 3 straight games, and the Clippers extending their winning streak to 6. All right, this morning we were starting with the NBA as usual, but we'll look at the results of the games that were played late last night and early hours of this morning. And starting with, of course, the game between the Wizards and the Indiana Pacers. Now, the interesting thing about this game, it's all because of Russell Westbrook. Now, Russell Westbrook had 35 points, 14 rebounds, and 21 assists, becoming the first player in NBA history with at least 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 20 assists in the same game. Interesting. But then you have Domantas Sabonis having 35 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. But then it was just not enough for the Indiana Pacers because Russell Westbrook was on fire on the night. Bradley Beal was injured. He had a hip injury. He didn't play. But then he took the Wizards and they won that game. A good triple-double for him, making history and also winning a game. For the Pelicans and the Celtics, it was 115 and 109. And questions were being asked, what happened to the Celtics? Well, they were not just good enough on the night because the better team won. Pelican Stars had a better game on the night. For the Nets and the Timberwolves, saw the return of Kyrie Irving. He returned from that 3-game absence he had to score 25 points for the Nets. I mean, for the Nets right now, they've won 18 of their last 21 games. Incredible, you would say. And this Nets team also have LaMarcus Aldridge joining them. I mean, when you look at the roster, you just be wondering, this is already a championship, a team. For the Timberwolves, yes, it wasn't a good game for them. But then Kyle Anthony Towns had 35 points, 12 rebounds. It wasn't enough. Anthony Edwards, #1 pick, had 23 points and 10 rebounds, both on double-doubles for the Timberwolves. It wasn't enough because you have James Harden, who put up 38 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds. That's the franchise history, a franchise record for the Brooklyn Nets, a tying 12th triple-double of the NBA season. For the Heat and the Knicks, the Heat finally managed to win this one, 98-88. The New York Knicks losing that one. And a game between the Pistons and the Raptors. It was the Detroit Pistons winning 118 and 104. Toronto Raptors still can't buy a win. For the Grizzlies and the Rockets, we were thinking after they snapped that 20 games losing streak, but somehow since then they haven't been able to win a game. They lost that one 120 and 110. In other games that were decided on the night, I mean, you have Jonas actually scoring 30 points in that game, 15 rebounds, and of course it was not for the Grizzlies to get that one. Other games played on the night, you have the Sacramento Kings and the San Antonio Spurs. It was 132 and 115, and the game between the Dallas Mavericks and Oklahoma City Thunder, it was 127 and 106. For the Utah Jazz, yes, they continued their winning streak, 114 and 75. The Clippers and the Bucks, we'll talk about that much later, and the Golden State Warriors and the Chicago Bulls, it was 116 and 102. For Chicago Bulls, Al-Farouq Aminu didn't play. He has not started playing for them. And of course, for the Heat, Miami Heat, for Bam Adebayo, yes, it was national 20 points. But then we didn't have Victor Oladipo. He hasn't played. COVID-19 protocols and all that. He hasn't played for the team. So without the player that they got into the team, talking about Al-Farouq Aminu, Golden State Warriors had the return of Steph Curry. And Steph Curry, of course, the usual Steph Curry, he had a wonderful game on the night, returning from a bruised toe bone injury to guide the Golden State Warriors to that victory. And of course, he finished with 32 points. The Warriors had to snap their 4-game losing streak. And Steph Curry wasn't really so fit in that game because at the second half of the game, he was actually, you saw him, he was wrapped up and all that, maybe preventing him from cold. But then he was able to nip about 32 minutes, and Draymond Green was the one who goes with a bang in that game. I mean, it's usually Steph Curry show, but then he drained one long-range threes. And of course, I mean, it was a half-court attempt for him. He got that one right and correctly. Yeah, talking about the game on the 9th, yes, that's the game between the LA Clippers and, of course, Milwaukee Bucks. That game ended 129 and 105. Now, Marcus Morris scored 25 points in that game. 3 other starters also were at least on 20 points in that game, just helping the Clippers to continue their winning run. If you can see pictures, you know, particularly from that game between the Clippers and the Milwaukee Bucks, where you have Kawhi Leonard also added 23 points and 9 rebounds. Luke Kennard had a season high of 21 points also, and Reggie Jackson added 22 points. Now, when you have all these stars, all of them on double digits, that explains why the Milwaukee Bucks, actually the LA Clippers, won the game. If you can see pictures coming from that game, I mean, how it happened and how it all played out. Yeah, you see Kawhi Leonard there, you know, having a field day for the Clippers. The Clippers actually made about 19 3-pointers, I mean, one of their season high. This is not what the Clippers usually do. But in this particular game, yes, they were all out. All the players were all out. They hit 8 in the 4th quarter. And, of course, they also stretched their lead, a 3-point lead, to 24 points at a time. And Kenan, you know, they are starting in place of Paul George. He came to the party having 21 points. And Reggie Jackson, as I mentioned earlier, added that. And for him, he actually made 4 threes in a row. I mean, the Bucks just managed 2 points during that stretch in that 4th quarter. And at the end of that, Kenan finished with 5 3-pointers. And that's why Kawhi Leonard was all smiles at the end of the day. Yes, Antetokounmpo, he was in action for them. He had 32 points, making 10 of 12 free throws. And all. Drew Holiday added 24 points in the opener of the 6-game streak. But then they had the longest half in their history simply because they just couldn't get into the game and all that. So at the end of the day, their losing run continues because right now for the Bucks, they've lost 3 in a row. And it doesn't get easier for them because they are going to stay in LA. The next game on Wednesday will be against the Lakers. So you see if they can win this one. And of course for the Clippers, well, Orlando Magic will be next for them. Back-to-back game tonight, of course. In all the games against the Orlando Magic, they are 8-0. Simply means they haven't lost against them. With the Magic trading most of their 5 starters, 5 key players, it simply means that they will have their hands full when Clippers come calling. Just hopefully Giannis and the Bucks will be able to snap their losing streak when they face the Lakers, who doesn't have most of their star players, LeBron James, and of course Anthony Davis not playing. Let's take post-match reaction coming from the coach of Milwaukee Bucks. I'm talking about Mike Budenholzer.
Well, I mean, they shot it at a really high clip. You know, it felt like they shot it at a pretty high clip the whole game, but, you know, I think probably even more so in the period that you're described or you're talking about. And just didn't think we guarded very well, you know, particularly late. You know, just too much penetration. You know, they did a good job of getting inside of us, and then they played with the pass. And, you know, they made a lot of shots, but they were creating a lot of good looks from you know, I think we got to be better defensively. Yeah, I mean, their effort on the offensive boards was a big factor. You know, inability to guard the 3-point line and inability to rebound. You know, and I think a lot of that just comes from, you know, not doing a better job of guarding just individually. So, you know, I think it was just not wasn't a good enough effort for us defensively. And give them credit, they played well. You know, they created some of the problems for us, and we got to be significantly better.
You just imagine, I mean, it's kind of painful when things like that happen, defensive mishaps and all that. And of course, Mike, obviously not a happy man this morning. Hopefully against the Lakers, they can just snap that skid. Another team that were able to at least snap theirs happens to be, well, the Golden State Warriors. They needed the return of Steph Curry. They've lost 4 in a row, but Curry returned and he was able to guide his team to a victory over the Chicago Bulls. And he's talking about his injury, what he had to face trying to get back and, of course, play injury-free.
Going to be interesting how you can't really simulate that in, you know, the practice or workouts and stuff, so wasn't fun, but got through it and was able to keep keep warm and deal with the pain and just play. So it'll be something to manage in the near future, but it'll continue to heal as I get some more time. Because it's such an unorthodox type of fall, landing on that stair like I did, that probably not anytime soon, but I should be, you know, good to keep playing.
Yeah, hopefully he will be fully fit and keep playing. Okay, let's take a look at the guys who put up the numbers on the night. A whole lot of them. Where do we choose from? There's so many, from Russell Westbrook to Domantas Sabonis. He had 35 points, 11 and 6 for the Indiana Pacers, but it wasn't enough because it was Russell Knight making history. Let's move over to Russell Westbrook, what he did with the Washington Wizards, even without Bradley Beal. This guy had to take it upon himself to ensure they got that victory. 35, 14, and 21 assists. And Giannis Antetokounmpo had 32, 6, and 3, but then it wasn't enough for the Bucks. They could not just snap their losing streak. They lost to, of course, the Clippers. And James Harden, yes, another guy who made history on the night. I mean, 12th triple-double of the season, franchise record for the Brooklyn Nets, 38, 11, and 13 on the night. And, of course, you have 2 others. Karl Anthony Towns, when you're playing against James Harden, you know that is always difficult. James Harden even have the compliment, you know, of Kyrie Irving returning. And so 31, 12, and 5 from him just wasn't enough for the Timberwolves to beat the high-flying Brooklyn Nets, who has won 18 of the last 21 games. And Steph Curry, of course, returned from injury to get the Warriors flying 32, 5, and 6. They were able to beat the Chicago Bulls on the night. Yes, the 3rd MOC Grand Prix is happening today in Lagos, Yabatech precisely. And we'll be talking with Bambo Akoni, who will be telling us what's happening today. And of course, we know that foreign athletes are coming. I mean, from Kenya, Cameroon. I'm so excited about it because, I mean, the first edition, the second was all about Nigerian athletes. But most athletes are trying to qualify for the Olympics. And of course, they're looking for different tournaments to participate and get the required points to be able to make it into the Olympics. Akoni joins us now this morning to talk about this and more. Good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Cecilia. Pleased to be here as always.
Interesting. Okay, today is the D-Day. We've been waiting for it. It's supposed to be April. Tomorrow it was moved forward. I know because of the National Sport Festival and all that. So tell us, what are we expecting from this exciting Grand Prix that is starting 9 a.m. or about 10 a.m. late today?
Yes, it's already underway. It's already underway. And we're very excited about this 3rd edition, which has gone international. Who would have thought that after a tough year of COVID postponing the event last year, that we could bring it back in such a big way. It's very, very exciting. We've had athletes from over 9 African countries register for the event, 900 athletes registered in total, including Nigerians, of course. And, you know, even though some of them have had challenges traveling into Nigeria with the new COVID restrictions, it is a very huge sign that Africa is ready to return to sports. Africa is ready to return to athletics. And the athletes on the continent need international competitions like this one to qualify for the Olympics, to qualify for the African Championships later this year. So we're very excited to be able to provide that. And it's going to be explosive. I really believe that sometimes we've never seen run in Nigeria could drop tomorrow or today at Yabatech Sports Complex.
I love that. I mean, you're looking forward to athletes actually running a very, very good time. Why is that? Is it because the track is a bit faster or something, or maybe some of the athletes haven't been in action for a while, or maybe because we're having, athletes from other African countries participating?
Yes, the track. Well, we'll see how fast the track is today.
Okay.
But the reason is the Olympics. Everybody wants to be at the Olympics, and they've been ready. They've been training despite the lockdown over the last year. There's going to be an explosion starting from today in terms of times being dropped. And it's going to be a signpost for Nigeria's preparation for the Olympics this year. We really believe that Nigeria could win at least up to 5 medals in athletics for the first time in a single Olympics. And we're glad that we can be part of that and contribute to Nigerian athletes qualifying for the Olympics.
5 medals, right? Interesting. Do you have maybe 1, 2, 3 athletes in mind that can actually give Nigeria those medals you just mentioned? 5. That's quite interesting. We haven't had that in a long while.
Yes, the last time we had 4 medals in athletics at the single Olympics was Atlanta 96.
96, yes.
And we have to look towards the relays for at least 1 or 2 of those medals, if not 3. Nigeria has not won athletics medals in the Olympics without winning 1 relay medal at each Olympics. We won athletics medals. So we have to get the relay teams back together. The women's and men's 4x1, they can be medal contenders. The mixed 4x4 is something we've never done at the Olympics or even done at home. And we're making preparations in our next competition a month from now to have the first ever mixed 4x4 Olympic qualifier. Bearing in mind that Bahrain won the bronze medal at the World Championships in mixed 4x4 using 4 Nigerians.
Yeah.
So we have the talent. We have the talent even here at home in Nigeria to qualify and win a medal in the mixed 4x4. And then you have the individual athletes who will be medal contenders like Toby Amushon and Ese Brume, Blessing Okagbare, Divino Duduru. Even someone like Ruth Soro has added herself into the mix with a great long jump and triple jump. So 5 medals could come from a lot of different places. We have options. Nigeria does.
I love that. I think on this note we just end it here. Or maybe if you have like 20 seconds, just tell us, apart from we having maybe athletes from African countries coming, which is different from other editions. What's really special about this year's edition?
Yes, so, everybody wants to be at the Olympics, and, the response from Africa has been overwhelming. The Kenyans especially. Okay. They have Ferdinand Omanyala, one of their fastest runners, who's run 10-1-1 wind-aided this season. And he's brimming with confidence. He wants to run sub-10 here in Lagos today. But I think the likes of Enoch Adegoke will have something to say about that.
Okay.
And we're just happy, and we're looking forward to a great event. And we want to also thank our lead sponsor, BetKing, for making all of this possible.
All right, thank you so much, Bambo, for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, a short break, and we'll be back to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria because they're playing Lesotho today. It's going to be maybe a huge party at the Teslim Balogun Stadium. Welcome back. We have Rotimi Akindele. He is in the studio right now. Rotimi, good morning. It's good to have you join me.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm trying to help on my voice.
Yeah,
but
I understand. Yeah, okay. The party has started from yesterday, right?
The Lesotho
okay,
party.
yeah, I know. Lesotho here in town. Of course, everybody is excited and happy about that. So talk to us on our Twitter handle. Yes, today is a D-Day. I know most people actually wanted Nigeria to beat Benin Republic as much as 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5. But it didn't happen. But at least they won by lone goal. They've qualified already, so this is more like a party for the Super Eagles. They found it fair for them. Just enjoy. And the coach has said he's going to use most of the players that didn't play. He may just make several changes and all that. Yes, we know unless it will be. The good news coming from Nigerian Football Federation this morning is the fact that he has tested negative for COVID-19. Yes, we are happy about that. Yeah, good luck to you, Alex Iwobi. That's the good news coming from the Super Eagles camp this morning. Negative result. Yes, that's the news. So tell us, how many goals do you want the Super Eagles to score against Lesotho? Lesotho already eliminated. Obviously, they'll be playing for pride against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So talk to us about the Super Eagles. Today is the big day. And of course, who are the players you really want to see to start? Should he stick with his 11 that he started with in the game against Benin Republic, having Kelechi Iheanacho and Victor Osimhen, up front, Oyekuru, and of course, you have Chukwueze, all of them starting. Should he do that? Amadou Okoye in post, or he should just change everything and bring in the ones who didn't play? So tell us about that on the program. But before we talk about the Super Eagles, let's quickly talk about handball. It's going on right here in Lagos, and it's the National Handball Championships, the under 18, under 12, and under 21. And under 18. Yes, that's what is going on in Lagos. And of course, everyone is happy about it, having the National Handball Championship. Yes, COVID-19 is still around, but because of the vaccine, and people have found a way around to actually organize all sporting events, and handball, they're not left out.
This should go to Samuel. His federation has been probably one of the most active federations
yes.
Before COVID. Even after we had the lockdown, easing back into sport gradually, they also did put up some things. And now coming up with this championship to discover new stars, you know, I think it's brilliant. Under 18, under 21. We've seen what the league teams can put up, the club size in the league. We've seen what they can do. We've seen the championship in Lagos. We've seen the league format being played in Abuja. I think catching them young is brilliant. And from some of the results we're seeing and some of the states, some of them have been consistent. And so it's really good to see this sort of event happening. And as I said earlier, credit to Samuel and his team. Okay,
you mentioned some of the results and all that. Let's quickly take a look at day 4 results, starting with the under 18 girls. Plateau United, Plateau State and Osun, it was 31-6. I mean, that was the whitewash. Lagos and Ekiti. This was quite close, but Lagos, of course, edged Ekiti 26-16. And Bayelsa and Kogi 17-7. And Boko Volunteers and Oyo, it was 33-7. Another whitewash. Moving over to day 4 result of under 18 boys. You have a Mindscope and FCT. FCT demolishing Mindscope 28-9. Plateau 16-18. Ondo, it was 34-15 over the Providence, and for Osun, it was 15-21. The Kings winning that one. Moving over to under 21 boys, and what happened in that one. Lagos team, both boys and girls, don't know how to lose. 28-24 over Niger. You have Kwara and the Kings. It was 41-21, and Sokoto and Plateau 21-19. And of course, you have 20. Suleja Shooters and Lagos, it was 13-23 in that one. That's for the under 21 girls. That's how it all ended on day 4. So everything will be over by Wednesday. So we'll see which state it's going to come out tops.
Yeah, I like the schedule as well. The scheduling as well.
Yeah.
Let it be over so that you can go home and enjoy Easter.
Yeah, that's okay.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
So, they're still young players.
Yeah, they're still young players. All right, let's listen to the officials. They're really happy that this is going on despite the pandemic.
I've seen new teams create upsets. I've seen a totally green on qualifying for the semi-finals. I've seen new talents come on board. I've seen players that I've never seen in any handball competition doing their thing here. So for me, I'm happy. I'm glad at the quality of what I'm seeing. It shows that there's future for the game of handball in Nigeria. It's actually great news for the Handball Federation of Nigeria. I never knew there were talents that were unknown that abounds across the country. But with what I've seen here, I think there's hope, and I'm happy. I've seen a lot of people who can form the crop of the future youth national team. I think that's what makes me the happiest person around today.
This is what we call catching them young from the grassroots. These 3 teams are even more. They have, done well. They are the group we are looking for. If you look at the children, they are greenhorns, and with this kind of exposure, we will get there. Team Nigeria, like the present board just came to change the situation of things, and we are going to be in Cameroon with the female team I will not promise you, I will not tell you that Nigeria will win the African Nations Cup, because for the past 12 years, Nigeria female team has not been at the Nations Cup. But we are going to present a good team, a team to watch, a team that probably at the next Nations Cup will be looking for position. We have enjoyed the fun fair, I've said, and then we have some skillful and talented players we have selected. So the bane of the championship is to ensure talent hunt and then development of the handball game. And then we have been so far satisfied with the level of participation from across the country. I want to give it to the board. They have not been resting on their hours since the commencement of the board in 2017. We have had various under-age championship, then our league have been consistent.
All right, that's it for the officials who are talking about the handball, and of course the teams are likely going to win it. The president, of course, Sam Ocheo, is one of those who's really excited about how the states are really competing and struggling to see who's going to get it, both the under 21 boys and girls and under 18 boys and girls. All right, still staying with, still staying home before we go to the Super Eagles quickly. MPFL, 2 games decided to conclude the match day 18. So Zeyimba, they were in action against Dakada FC, and you also have Jigawa Golden Stars, they were also in action on the day. For Eyimba, it was Tosin Moyele, that goal just 2 minutes into the game, and that was it for Eyimba. They had that one. Jigawa Golden Stars, yes, won in. Samuel Stone got that from the penalty spot, and MFM couldn't get that win.
I mean, for MFM, it was pretty disappointing.
Yeah, after beating Eyimba.
I don't think you should beat Eyimba and go on to lose to Jigawa.
It's an away game. There's that mental block sometimes.
Mental block. And then, according to the media officer of the MFM, Wale Kodu, said it was a foul in the box, penalty. So I don't think it was something they could argue about. But it was disappointing. It was a game in which they could have at least avoided a loss.
A loss, at least
get
pick a point. Yeah.
It will push you somewhere on that log, but disappointed. And for Eyimba, still have 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
They are 1 point or 2 points short of the guys leading the park.
Okay.
I think that's a big one. By the time they come back and wrap up all those games with just one goal margin, then you probably say Eyimba might just go on to nick the title, but it's still very, very close.
It is. I'm just looking at the table right now. They are 7th on the log, right? No, they're 6th on the log on 30 points. Now you have about 4 teams on 30. Nasarawa on 30, Rangers on 30, Eyimba on 30. That's interesting. And the leaders, Kwara United, are just on 33 points.
That's what I'm saying.
So they're leading based on goal difference. They have 11.
3 points, 3 games in hand. That's a big advantage for Eyimba. So we'll wait to see how pans out. But I think I like the competition, especially from Qualifier United.
Yeah,
I like that consistency.
Interesting.
I hope they can. I mean, we're almost halfway into the season.
18.
I hope they can go. Yeah, I hope they can go all the way.
All the way. And
I hope they can go.
You just want a new winner or something because of the way they're playing. Something new and fresh.
They play well.
Yes.
They got a good coach as well.
Yes.
Let's just see if we can have something fresh.
But Kano Pillars are right there on your heels.
Yeah.
Then you also have Aqua United. You have Rangers there, you have Nasarawa, you have Eyimba. So these are the 6 teams actually breathing down.
I'm probably going to rule Rangers out of it.
Okay.
I feel they've been off and on.
Okay.
But
they're not consistent. Nasarawa United?
Yeah, you
rule them out too.
Forget the 5-3 scoreline against Abia Warriors.
Aqua United, you're ruling them out too?
Aqua for me.
Okay.
Kano Pillars, Eyimba.
Okay,
and probably Plateau can get themselves back.
No. Plateau, after 18 games, they've had 25 points and they're 9th on the log.
That's what I'm saying. They still have about 20 games to correct all that. Plateau United, Aqua United, Eyimba for me will really give Aqua United
the team
that fight. So well, let's wait.
Wait, fingers crossed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, time to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Everyone is happy and excited. I mean, I know the road right now. I don't know the madness going on. I mean, you're coming from the island, right? How is it going to Teslim right this morning? It's still okay?
No, if you're going out, it's not okay.
It's not okay.
It just gives you some traffic updates.
Okay.
Brace yourself.
Okay. But you know the guidelines, right? That the minister, the Ministry actually gave out in Lagos, transportation and all that, how you're expected to try as much as possible. There's going to be a diversion and all. So whatever you're doing, just ensure that you obey, the people controlling traffic. And if you do that, you won't be in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think it should be that bad,
okay.
In court. I feel it should be still friendly.
Okay.
You don't have to go through that route.
Don't
Use
go.
an alternative.
If you have no business on the island or Teslim around that area,
no, you can go to the island.
Yeah. Okay, you can actually go to the island. Yeah. But if you're going through Ikorodu and Teslim and all that and everything, just see if it's not
if you don't have to use that route.
Yeah. Good.
Use an alternative route.
Third mainland at least is open. Femi Raju will join us this morning to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Femi, good morning. It's good to have you. It's media officer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Cecilia. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm fantastic. And you? It's game day. Everyone is ready. And just bring me with confidence.
Yeah, definitely. It's game day. Usually my days like this, it's about starting off well, starting off good. We're good to go. Everything is set. The boys are in top form. And the good news that came our way, happens to be from talking about Lancelot's laboratory in Victoria Island here, where Alex Iwobi, the PCR test conducted on him has returned negative. So that's the good news that has come our way in camp. We're all glad, we're happy about that. Remember, in Benin Republic, he tested positive for coronavirus, and then afterwards we had further tests conducted on him. At that point in time, when he tested positive, he had to leave Benin Republic. He has tested negative already, and everything is good to go.
Okay, good one. Interesting. I love the fact, we're all happy when we heard the news this morning because everyone was thinking what really happened and all that. The good thing is negative. Now, outside that, any other updates in camp? We've heard Kenneth Roth saying he might just rig changes and all that. And what should we be expecting in this game?
Another major doubt is Joe Aribo. Joe Aribo has a little upset in his tummy, and that's been on since yesterday. And as at this point, after another assessment, didn't look too good to go for the game that will go down later today. Aside that, no other issues. All is going on well. We are right now having breakfast. After breakfast, we will then indeed get set for our team walk. Team walk is at 11:45. And then we'll have a team talk at 12:15. And before we now then have lunch, 12:45. 2:45 p.m. Yeah, 2:45 p.m. we'll start getting ready to head to the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere.
Interesting, the full loaded package. Now, we know against Benin Republic, the prediction was like beat Benin 2-0, 3-0. It didn't happen. But then Nigeria already qualified. But everyone is saying this game is going to be like a party for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. How do you think they will approach this game against Lesotho, trying to give something to Lagos fans? Yes, we know just 8,000 will be allowed into the stadium, both media, everyone and everything. But it's not going to be a full capacity. So what should we be expecting from the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
Same old saying.
Okay.
I've always said it. We are in for the last two games. The last two games, we want to get all 6 points. The same seriousness we started the qualifiers with is the way we want to end it. We will take on Lesotho like we're playing Brazil. We will take on Lesotho like we're playing Argentina or Italy or France or South Africa or Egypt or Morocco or Algeria. We want to win this game. The coach already stated in clear terms that the World Cup preparation for the World Cup qualifiers has started in earnest. So it means the game today officially kickstarts our preparation for the World Cup qualification series. Remember, the first window for the World Cup qualification series will be between 31st of May and the 15th of June, where we have 2 games. We'll play Liberia and go to take on a Central African Republic. So we have 2 very important fixtures right there. So already preparation has started from today's game. We will play Lesotho today. We will beat Lesotho today. The coach also talked about bringing 1 or 2 changes. And like I told you, we'll beat the Benin Republic we did beat them. At the same way we will play Lesotho, we will beat them because the mood in camp is really high. The boys are high when it comes to positive mind, the reverberation of the positive mentality. It will be a difficult thing to beat these guys now. You know, gradually, no injury worries, nothing at all. The side is not depleted, and but we're good to go. Expect the best today.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm expecting the best and expecting that the Super Eagles will be able to party at the end of the day. At least 3 or 4 goals should be good for us, right? All right, Femi, thank you.
A win is a win, and we'll play beautiful football.
All right, thank you so much, Femi. See you later in the day.
Thanks so much.
Okay, yes, I love his confidence, right? Yeah.
Well, I think that's about the only thing who's in around the camp.
Yeah.
Everyone is confident. Hey, it's Lesotho. What are you expecting? Yes, people do say there are no longer minnows in world football.
Yeah.
I think there are still some.
Yeah, there's so many.
San Marino.
Yeah.
Don't ask Georgia because they're almost. So I feel the Crocodiles have nothing to, apart from having nothing to play for. They probably just want to enjoy themselves as well. Don't forget they lost in Marcelo 4-2, and then talking about the changes Ganotro is likely going to ring. I still think he might want to give Victor Osimhen a head start today, and it's very simple. He's got a chance to finish the qualifiers as the top scorer. So if he goes on to, I mean, we had Igalo do that on route AFCON 2019, and so went on to the Nations Cup proper to emerge top scorer. So that could work for Osimhen today. If he gets a start, I won't be surprised. Probably love to see Tyrone Ebueyi again. Been a while, saw him play in that right back position. I love to see Tyrone Ebueyi at least. For the goalkeepers, I think Maduka looks like he's
number one right now.
Uzoho, maybe there's a healthy competition now. But should be nice, at least for me personally. I'm not the coach. I don't know what his plans are, but I feel that we should see Uzoho. I'd love to see Ebueyi. And then maybe the 2 home-based guys. I mean, we saw one against Ghana, and everyone has been singing good praise. Deservedly. So let's hope we see good football, like Raji said, and hopefully score goals. I mean, for the few folks that will be in the stands, let them just enjoy coming to Lagos, to the stadium. Let them enjoy. Oh, we came to see the Super Eagles, and then we saw goals. And goals. We saw goals, and goals. Not goal.
Okay, all right. We got a short break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. Let's listen to NFF First Vice President Sergio Aguero talking about the game today.
My message has been consistent in the past few days. We can consider this a test run. It won't be a full stadium, so let us behave ourselves so that we can get many more. But those of us who are in the stadium, let us support our Super Eagles. They deserve to be supported. They've gone away to win and qualify. Let's give them a real mind-blowing send-off back to their bases.
All right, mind-blowing send-forth. Yes, that's what they want to give to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The fans should be well-behaved. How many even? So they're not going to be much. So it's a big deal. Yes, that's it for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. If you're lucky to be at the stadium, just behave yourself and cheer them to victory, even if there are no goals. But I think there are going to be goals, yes. I trust the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and I trust Kelechi Iheanacho. I remember when I spoke with him, he said, look, that him personally will ensure that they beat Benin and Lesotho. But he couldn't score against Benin. Maybe if he starts today, he may be able to get. He helped the team a whole lot. Yes, so it's part of it. So they all did Ndidi and the likes and all that. So they all did that. So let's look at the final qualifiers for today. Nigeria, Lesotho, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, of course, in Lagos, Sierra Leone and Benin Republic. That's the game to watch out for in our group, Group L.
We don't have to watch out for it.
No, I'm just saying, I'm talking about journalists, of course. I'm not talking about...
We don't have to really.
Because you want to see the team that will join Nigeria qualifying for the Nations Cup. Because we're journalists, our job to actually educate people and not be... Come on, Roti, you know what I'm talking about, right?
But then again, if Sierra Leone gets a win, that puts
Benin in trouble.
So Benin also avoid the defeat.
For them to be able to get through. Okay, Central African Republic and Mauritania is another game to look forward to. Morocco and Burundi. Morocco, of course, they've already qualified.
Central Africa can still qualify from that group.
Okay, all right.
They're bottom, but we can get them a qualification.
I love groups like
that.
that.
Because Morocco will likely beat Burundi.
Yeah, okay. Cameroon and Rwanda, of course. Cameroon, yeah. They just want to end this one on a good run. Mozambique and Cape Verde, another Guinea-Bissau and Congo. Senegal and Eswatini, another game to look forward to today. That's it for the fixtures. You also have Cote d'Ivoire and Ethiopia. Madagascar and Niger Republic will complete the lineup for the African qualifiers. And of course, we have qualified teams already. Let's just quickly run through that. The qualified teams, you have Cameroon, Egypt, Tunisia, Nigeria, Algeria, Cote d'Ivoire, also part of it. Senegal, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Guinea, Mali, Comoros Islands. Anytime I get there, I smile. Sudan, Burkina Faso. I mean, you just look at these countries, and you're like, Ghana, Gabon, Morocco, Zimbabwe, and Malawi are the teams that have qualified for the Nations Cup. They're going to be having a party in Cameroon next year.
Yeah, well, 24 teams.
Yeah,
not bad. So,
24.
Looks like, I mean, it's good to have some new names as well. Yeah, I think that's where the idea of the 24 came out, came out from the first place. So, let's have some new teams come on the block. New teams that can easily give top teams three points.
3 points, exactly. Like San Marino.
But not like Nigeria, Madagascar the last time out.
Okay, I need to forget that.
You can't forget it.
I need to forget
it. It's in the results. In the history of the Nations Cup.
It's there, but the good thing is that Madagascar, they're yet to qualify, so I think they won't go. They're not going through from there. They're bottom of their group, so they'll not be in Cameroon. That's what you get when you beat superpower like Nigeria at the Nations Cup. Okay, World Cup qualifiers is on. Why the one of Africa will start in May, but the one in Europe is already on. This is going to be the 4th games round that most of the countries are playing. And for today, Azerbaijan and Serbia will be in action. Luxembourg and Portugal will be in action. Cristiano Ronaldo returning, and the coach said he's going to remain the captain. Nothing, I mean, no doubts about that and everything. Belgium and Belarus in action. Wales and Czech Republic, another game for today. Gibraltar and Netherlands. Netherlands will have to be careful because against these small nations, they seem to struggle. Montenegro and Norway, another game. Turkey and Latvia. Cyprus and Slovenia, Croatia and Malta, Slovakia and Russia. These are the games for today in the 2022 World Cup qualifiers European fixtures.
You know, it's been very interesting in the European region. You can't really say Croatia will go on and whitewash Malta.
Yeah, it's been hard.
I mean, Malta got a draw against Slovakia in their last game, and that was shocking. Yeah. Nobody saw that coming. Just like Luxembourg.
We had 2 Nigerians in that Malta team.
Of course. Let them, show your talent to the world. Just like Luxembourg, shocking Republic of Ireland at home in Dublin. You know, so Portugal has to watch out as well.
They have to be careful.
I like the look of the fixtures. It's all about the World Cup, and the way it's in Europe is even more difficult because it's just one team qualifies automatically.
Yeah, and the other will have to go through a playoff.
You go through the playoff.
Which is really difficult. Cristiano Ronaldo right there was really furious against Serbia. I mean, that goal he scored, it was disallowed. I saw that goal clearly. I thought it was a goal. But then, you know, referees, usually they always have the last say. But the thing is, the referee had to apologize after that. Apologize to the coach. Santos said the referee actually came to the dressing room and apologized and said, look, man, this happened. So, Portugal, sorry. I mean, sharing points with Serbia.
Exactly.
So, which is really annoying.
Those 2 points would have done.
That'd be like 2 out of 2. Was not to be right now. Okay, let's leave World Cup qualifiers. Quickly talk about Sergio Aguero before we leave the studio. Sergio Aguero will be leaving Manchester City. Wow, man. End of an era. End of an era.
I hope he gets sent for properly.
Yeah, it will. It will. Yeah, it will. His contract will run out. So free agents might just go to Barcelona, team up with Lionel Messi.
He can cross over to United.
This guy, I'm not sure.
He can do it, Tevez. Why not?
Ole won't play him.
Okay, no comment. But I think it's been a good run for Sergio Aguero at City. It's like the last two years, injuries and all that. So, but it's really been.
That's
good,
a statement. I mean, when his cycle comes to an end, well,
if he leaves the Premier League, is that sort of player you're going to miss.
Yeah, he will. The goals, everything he did for the club and all that. Well, definitely he's a legend, and they'll remember him forever. 257 goals in 384 appearances. That's a club record. Yeah. Okay, let's leave in quickly. Take some tweets, and then we'll look at the papers. Just a Noble Flyer man says, I would love Nwala to start. That boy is another Victor Moses. I don't see him lasting another season with Enyimba, and would also like to see Maduka remain between the sticks. My prediction is 5-1. Good luck to the Eagles. I hope that happens. Oshagwano says Super Eagles should endeavor to beat Lesotho massively. It will up their FIFA and CAF ratings. Okay, he said that Enyimba guy should be given 90 minutes play time. He's talking about Tosin Omoyele. And Akinyemi says, I feel Ross should stick for a new starting 11 for the final group game since we have already qualified. The likes of Eboe, Collins, and Co should be given a chance to play. I think it's kind of towing your line here. Super Eagles will win by 2-0. I would like the team coach to play with the same line, with the same lineup he did with Benin. And Law Alpha says Super Eagles should not play to the gallery. They should win Lesotho for the records and confidence building mechanism. Dakada narrowly lost to Imba, but they showed class. Okay, that's it for the tweet. There's so many, but we'll just take this few. Papers is next. Complete Sports. Raw hints at changes versus Lesotho. Mentioned that early. And Uzoho Awanziem Ebue Etebo likely to start. He says he won't relax against Crocodile. Ebue says it's already an honor to be with Eagles. Say he will always respect the coach, Kenneth Ross' decision. Maybe he will just play today. Maybe.
I would love to see him.
Yeah, I would love to see him too. And Sporting Life, that's the next one. Sporting Life, De Bruyne wins Etihad Player of the Year, and it will be out of camp. Of course, good news is that he has tested a negative for COVID-19. And the final one, Sporting Sun, he will be returned to England, of course. Clarify that concerning the test, and Nigeria wins Powerlifting World Cup. That was in Manchester. These guys just know how to put Nigeria in the map. Rotimi, thank you so much for coming on the program.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Amogbe. Have a great day.